Hi, I'm Andrew, and this is my fantastical journey through books. So in today's video, I'm doing an idea that I'm stealing from the Bearded Book Beast. I'll link his channel and the video down below. Football season is in full swing. I just watched my Eagles beat the Packers last night, and I'm super excited. So I decided to take the idea of creating a fantasy team from science fiction and fantasy characters. So these are characters I feel would fit the position of the football team best. So starting off, we've got our quarterback, and you can't go better than Dalinar Kholin. The quarterback is the leader of the team. He unites people on the field, and that's what Dalinar does as a bondsmith. He's going to be out there. He's going to tell people what to do. He's going to get the plays done. Perfect quarterback. All right, next up is running back. You need someone low to the ground, powerful runner, can sprint, and who's better than the sprinter himself? Gimli from Lord of the Rings. He's big, or he's short, he's tough. He's going to get in between those linemen and be able to skirt out, and then once he breaks, their dwarves are good over short distances, he's going to sprint into the end zone. My running back is Gimli. All right, next up, wide receivers. We need fast guys, we need tall guys on the wide out, and then a guy who can run really clean, crisp routes in the slot. And so for this, my first wide receiver number one, Kaladin Stormblessed. Super tall guy. He's got the ability to change gravity. He can just fly up and grab the ball if he needs it. And then once he's done, fly right into the end zone. On his other side, and this is one that Bearded Book Beast also brought up, and that's Harry Dresden. Tall guy, can use his magic to push defenders away. Perfect wide receiver on the other side. And then my slot receiver, you need a guy in the slot who can run crisp routes, can be in the middle of the field, take a big hit, and that's Hilo from the Greenbone saga. With his Jade, he's going to be able to just get right where he needs to do, catch that ball, and then get into the end zone. All right, next up, tight end. This is a guy who needs to play two positions. He needs to be able to block like a lineman, but also go out for passes like a wide receiver. He needs to be big, he needs to be tough, he needs to be dominant so he can play both the line and the wide receiver position. And I don't think there's anyone better than Logan Ninefingers. This guy is a beast. He'll go out there catching balls from Dalinar, just roughing people up and getting into the end zone for a score when he needs to in that clutch moment. And then lastly, my O-line. Who's going to protect everyone, especially the quarterback, better than anyone else? Bridge 4. Those people protect for a living. They will protect those who cannot protect themselves, like that quarterback in the backfield. Taking on defenders, making sure no one gets to the quarterback, making holes for the running back. Bridge 4. All the guys could easily play O-line for me. All right, next up, if this was fantasy football, you would get just a defense and special teams, all of the guys. And for this one, I'm picking the Fremen from Dune. These people know how to defend their desert. And so the Fremen would be a perfect pick for my defense and special teams. They're out there in the desert, they're taking on the Harkonnens, they're making sure that this place is safe and they're secure. So my defense, Fremen from Arrakis. Now, if I did play where I had to pick some defensive players, for my defensive lineman, that's the Mountain from A Song of Ice and Fire. This guy is big and brutal and could push people out of the way to get to that quarterback and make that sack. The Mountain, or the Hound too, but a Mountain is bigger, so why don't you put him right as the nose tackle, just disrupting the offensive line of the enemy, and hey, open up things for the linebackers. And speaking of those linebackers, my linebacker would be a fighting Uruk-hai from Lord of the Rings. These tough, monstrous orcs that can be a disruptor completely on the field. Good, with their speed and pass protection if they need to, but if there's a running back coming through any hole, they're right in it and they're going to destroy them. And then finally, for my defensive back, the guy that needs to be speedy, needs to be able to keep up with the wide receivers on the other team. And I'm going to go with Sazed from Mistborn. With his Feruchemy, you can store up some speed And then when it's game time, use all of that to just keep up with any defender at all. And then finally, we've got the kicker. And there's no better kicker out there from science fiction, fantasy, and technically lit RPG than Carl from Dungeon Crawler Carl. If he can keep those powers from the dungeon, his feet are unstoppable. And he would be able to kick the ball across the field, put it right where he needs to, make field goals left and right with those magical toes of his. And then also get some help from Princess Donut, giving inspiration on the sidelines. When it's time to get that clutch field goal to win the game, Princess Donut will give him a nice inspirational speech, and then he'll go out there and win it for all. And then lastly, if I were to pick a coach for this fantasy team, I don't think there's any coach better than the master planner himself, Kelsier from Mistborn. He's going to be able to make the plan to win the game every single time, make sure everyone on that team has a job, knows their job, and executes it to the best of their ability to make sure things happen. And I'm sure he'll have a secret or two up his sleeve in case the game goes sideways. So that's it. That's my fantasy and science fiction and a bit of lit RPG football team as we go into this new football season. What do you guys think? Did I pick wrong? Pick right? You let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to this video, and continue with me on my fantastical journey. Go Birds!